For decades, Russian military strategy banked on a single, unshakable assumption: Germany would never take a serious military step. Historical burdens and a deep dependency on energy created a culture of military timidity that Moscow viewed as a permanent fixture of European politics. This map shows the Suwalki Corridor, a 65-kilometer strip of land that serves as the only land bridge between the Baltic states and the rest of NATO. To the west lies Russia's militarized Kaliningrad exclave, to the east, Belarus. In Russia's strategic simulations, forces strike from both sides simultaneously to snap this corridor shut. This move isolates 6 million NATO citizens in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, severing all land access in as little as 2 to 3 days. These 3 countries effectively become islands. From Kaliningrad, Russia's S-400 air defense systems and Iskander missiles create an anti-access bubble designed to block any attempt at a sea or air rescue. Russia's tactical objective is speed. By achieving a rapid victory, they create a fait accompli on the ground, before the 32 nations of NATO can complete the consensus process required to launch a counterattack. The success of this blitz strategy is mathematically dependent on German behavior. It assumes that Berlin will prioritize diplomacy and hesitate to move heavy armor into a live conflict. Germany is now moving to break that calculation by permanently deploying its 45th Panzer Brigade to a forested base in Lithuania. This chart shows the shift in defense posture. The previous rotational force of 1,600 soldiers was a tripwire meant only to notify NATO of an attack. The new brigade is a permanent 5,000-strong fighting machine equipped for immediate combat. This is a heavy armored force. It is built around the Leopard 2 A8 main battle tank, Puma infantry fighting vehicles, and PZH-2000 howitzers, backed by advanced drone and electronic warfare units. Cutting the corridor now requires clashing directly with German heavy armor the moment the border is crossed. The presence of these tanks changes the psychological cost of an invasion. With these troops stationed permanently on the front line, Germany is physically locked into the conflict. Any Russian advance triggers NATO's Article 5 automatically, bypassing the need for diplomatic debate in Berlin. Maintaining a permanent brigade requires a total reversal of Germany's post-war policy. Berlin calls this turning point the Zeitenwende, a decision to abandon decades of fiscal discipline to rebuild the army. This graph shows the result. After years of flat spending, Germany's defense budget saw a vertical spike in 2024, nearly doubling that of France, as Berlin reaches NATO's 2% target for the first time in 33 years. In 2025, Chancellor Merz took the step of exempting defense spending from the constitutional debt brake. This decision unlocked 500 billion euros in credit capacity to transform the military into a permanent national priority. Germany is also upgrading its technological edge through a strategic partnership with Ukraine. The 2 countries are now launching joint production lines for long-range drones and cruise missiles. German AI systems are now processing 4 years of real-world war data, learning how Russian forces behave in intense electronic warfare environments. Putin now faces a German military that has doubled its industrial spending and integrated years of real-world combat data into its tactical systems. Russia is testing this new force with gray zone operations. German soldiers in Lithuania have reported intimidation tactics through phone spoofing, while Russian reconnaissance aircraft monitor exercises and drones violate Baltic airspace. Despite the budget, Germany faces severe internal hurdles. The army consists of only 64,000 ground troops, and only 10% have volunteered for the Lithuania assignment, leading to warnings that mandatory service may be required. Logistical friction is also slowing the buildup. Equipping the 45th Panzer Brigade has forced the military to pull hardware from other units in Germany, and critical drone defense systems are not expected to be fully delivered until 2027. There is also a political risk. The rise of the AfD has turned defense policy into a partisan debate, raising the possibility that the Lithuania deployment could be used as a political hostage in future elections. A massive budget does not instantly generate military power. Germany's struggle to convert these resources into deployable capability shows that the greatest enemy of this transition is internal friction. To prevent future political reversals, Berlin is anchoring the deployment in concrete. They are spending over 1 billion euros on permanent base infrastructure just 20 kilometers from the border.
Germany is building residential neighborhoods, language schools, and kindergartens in nearby cities. The goal is to relocate the soldiers' families directly to the border region alongside the armored units. This creates a doctrine of irreversibility. Once families are settled and billions are spent on permanent infrastructure, withdrawing the force becomes a political impossibility for any future government. Even amid questions about long-term American reliability, European security is being anchored by German armor. The era of the peace dividend is officially over.